Hola, welcome to Basic Simplify. So today's topic of focus is ENSO. ENSO stands for El Nino Southern Oscillation. What is ENSO? It's a natural phenomenon which occurs due to the combination of two things: variation in sea surface temperatures and wind circulation. This leads to climatic conditions like rainfall, droughts and floods, etc. in the southern hemisphere of the world. The geographic location which it affects are Southeast Asia and Australia in your Western Pacific, the whole of Central Pacific, and more importantly the Peruvian coast of South America in the Eastern Pacific. Now that we know the locations it does affect, let's see how it occurs. ENSO occurs in three phases: neutral, La Nina and El Nino. For these phases to occur, it is dependent on something called as the Walker circulation. We will look at that in a while, but till then let's see how it affects the three phases. When the Walker circulation initially starts off, it is weak, it occurs under normal conditions and starts to affect your Western Pacific region like the coast of Australia. This is your neutral phase where it's still building up, where it's still getting strong. La Nina phase is when Walker circulation is strong, it's larger, it affects the whole of Western Pacific and causes large-scale climatic conditions. La Nina phase is like your stronger, better version of your neutral phase. You would be thinking, then what is El Nino? When your Walker circulation weakens or even reverses, it causes El Nino. El Nino is basically the same climate conditions occurring in your La Nina phase in your Western Pacific getting reversed and instead occurring in your Eastern Pacific. Now that we have seen how these three phases occur, let's look at the phases one by one. Okay, now let's look at the neutral and the La Nina phase. And while doing this, we learn what Walker circulation actually is. Okay, so now in this geographical location, we have something called the tropical easterlies or the easterly trade winds. So these winds flow in the east to west direction. And when they are doing that, they tend to push the warm waters in the Central Pacific Ocean west towards your Western Pacific Ocean. Initially, under normal conditions, when you have a weak Walker circulation, when you have the basic things happening, these easterlies are not too strong, so they only push the warm water up until the beginning of the Western Pacific Ocean, that is the coast of Australia and such. This leads to mild showers and other rainfall in the coastal areas of Australia. Okay, so under neutral phase, this warm water would accumulate at the beginning of the Western Pacific, whereas under La Nina phase, it would be completely in the Western Pacific. And what happens when warm water gets pushed westwards into the Western Pacific? Through a process called upwelling, you have cold water rising up in the Eastern Pacific to fill up the void. Okay, and the unique part about this is that cold water consists of a lot of nutrients. The more cold water gets filled up in the Eastern Pacific, the more nutrient-filled water it is, leading to better marine life, better food production and everything. Okay, now the difference between neutral and La Nina phase is the power or the strength of the Walker circulation, which is directly dependent on how strong your easterlies are. Okay, now when we look at La Nina, when the easterlies are extremely powerful and the warm water is now filling up the whole of Western Pacific, which leads to cold water filling up the whole of Eastern Pacific, you have something happening, which is creation of pressure points. So you have low pressure area forming up in your Western Pacific, whereas high pressure area forming up in your Eastern Pacific. Now what is the quality of the water here? The water here is warm, whereas the water in the Eastern Pacific is cold. Okay, so what happens in a low pressure area? The air which is filled with the moisture content starts rising up. This air, once it reaches the troposphere, loses its moisture carrying content, leading to rainfall in these areas, and then it starts moving eastward towards the Peruvian atmosphere. Once it reaches the Peruvian atmosphere, the air starts descending into the high pressure area, where it again gets cooled down. It starts moving westward, where it gets heated up, carries moisture content, goes up. It's a cycle. This is your Walker circulation. So it starts off with the easterlies flowing from east to west, pushing the warm water to the Western Pacific, heating up the water in the Western Pacific, creating a low pressure point. The air gets pushed up and the whole circulation happens. So under neutral condition, this affects only the coast of Australia, whereas under La Nina condition, it affects the whole of Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, other parts of Southeast Asia. And when these occur, that's when La Nina occurs, you get floods and heavy rainfall in these areas. So what happens on the other side? On the other side, you have a dry climate. You have a cold but dry climate, which leads to droughts, which leads to lack of moisture in the air. So Peruvian coast, although it's nutrient rich and full of marine organisms, it starts experiencing droughts, it starts experiencing dry climates. Okay, so this is your Walker circulation, this is your neutral phase where it's weaker, and the La Nina phase where it's extremely strong. The last one is the El Nino phase, which, like I told you, is the reversal. Now let's look at the last part of ENSO, which is El Nino. I did tell you that El Nino is basically the weakening or the reversal of the Walker circulation. And what does Walker circulation depend on? How strong the easterly trade winds are. In the case of El Nino, the easterly trade winds are extremely weak, which means that they lack the pushing power. They need to push the warm water from the central Pacific to the western Pacific. So what happens is that this condition gets reversed. That is, the warm water starts moving in the opposite direction to the eastern Pacific Ocean. Okay, and this, since it happens gradually, you get multiple pockets of low pressure region every time the warm water gets settled somewhere. And what happens when warm water moves to one side? Through upwelling, you have the nutrient rich cold water moving in the opposite direction, which is your western Pacific in this case. So you have a high pressure region forming up in the western Pacific. And what happens when you have low pressure points? The air, which is filled with moisture, starts rising up till it reaches the troposphere, loses its moisture carrying capacity, and gives rise to rainfall. And since you have multiple pockets of low pressure region, you have multiple places where air starts ascending, right? In the earlier phases, that is the neutral as well as the La Nina phase, you had the whole Walker circulation acting as a single mechanism, a single cycle. In the case of El Nino, you have it broken up into different segments, because this is not only just a gradual process, the part of wind is actually less in this compared to La Nina. So what and all happens when you get this sort of a Walker circulation? The part of South America, especially the Peruvian coast, gets extreme amounts of rainfall and flooding, whereas the parts of Australia and Southeast Asia gets drought, dry climates, but nutrient-rich marine life. And this is El Nino and how it's different from the other phases of ENSO. With this, we have covered the whole of ENSO, which is La Nina, El Nino and neutral phase, along with the various components. Thank you. Have a good day.